19th, 2026. And who do we have on already? Wow, there's a bunch. Elaine is the very first person on, it looks like, in the UK. I can't join live, but I'll catch a replay. Oh, and you already got your prize for calling all artists. Wonderful, Elaine. Hopefully we'll see you later on. Stephen's on in Australia. Joseph's on in Nevada. Item Reed's on Washington, D.C. Christopher's on in the U.K. Charmaine's on in Maine in the U.S. 9 degrees in Falmouth. Jane is on in South Carolina. Cold and snowing in Maine. I wonder if that's coming this way soon. Right now it's not doing anything. Martin Luther King holiday, no mail, long weekend. Item Reed says. Charmaine hasn't had mail for the last 3 days. Wow, okay. Who else is on here? Gary's on in Surrey, British Columbia. Frost on the rooftops there, but it's 10 degrees to the plus, so frost won't last very long. Media's on in Helsinki, Finland, -2 there. Watching a little skating. Monty's on in Saskatchewan, -23. I think you're the big winner. 15 degrees early in the morning for Stephen, but going to get to 24 later. Ron's on in Washington State. Wow, we got a lot of people on and doing well. Alan Renamaki is on in Wisconsin, 14 degrees Fahrenheit there. Snow in the Carolinas, that sounds crazy. Ushhild's on in Norway. Carla's on in Mexico, 12 degrees in Mexico. Gary got a couple cards from Finland. David Claremont's on in Nova Scotia, -1 there. And has the flu. Okay, feel better soon. Roger's on in Athens, 5 degrees there. I think we're caught up. 18 people currently on now. 4 thumbs up. That's great. We need to up that up, get more thumbs up in there to encourage the algorithm. Today here it is about -9. I think with the wind chill it's about -18, somewhere in that range. Don't expect it to warm up too much, but maybe later on this afternoon could be a bit. David's in his happy place. Does that mean you're dealing with your stamps right now? Alan's got the flu there too. Okay. Feel better, everyone who's sick. Thoughts and prayers go out to Jilly and the loss of her aunt. Jilly B living her life her way, the queen of the unicorns. Going through a rough patch. Yeah, here, not a lot of snow on the ground. There may be some coming later this afternoon, or later this evening, excuse me. Nothing this afternoon. Maybe that's what Charmaine in Maine is dealing with now, and we might be getting a portion of that as it comes up the coast. But it doesn't sound like a lot. Item Reed's been avoiding the flu the best she can. Well, I think we all try to avoid being sick where we can. Fingers crossed. Yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed. Nobody wants to be sick. Lots of flu going around. Yvonne has had a dose of it. Okay. Hopefully she is better now. Riding a motorbike, 26, sick too. The new Muhammad Ali stamp has been issued in the U.S. Philip's on, 34 degrees in Lexington, Kentucky. Fahrenheit, that is. Light covering of snow. Okay, getting a little snow there. You got your basketball today, riding a motorbike. All right, well, feel better, and hopefully you'll do well. My son's a basketball player as well, so he has a game tomorrow night. Has anyone been vaccinated for the flu? 8 dead here in Greece. I have not yet had a flu vaccination this year. Actually, I haven't had one for a couple years now. How come people are unhappy with the Muhammad Ali issue? Riding motorbike, what position do you play? My son's a guard. Sometimes he plays point guard. But yeah. Christopher's had a vaccine for flu. Carla's been trying to avoid getting sick. Oh, you've got BTS concert pre-sale on Thursday? Well, good luck getting your tickets. I know they're doing a world tour, so a lot of people are trying to get. They're only doing, well, they're doing 2 shows, but they're both in Toronto here, I guess. So, just kind of a little ways away. You play the post, okay? You must be a big man. It's a tough job. You get elbowed and bounced around a lot. Get those rebounds. Carla's been vaccinated for the flu. Alan's wife has had the flu, started with him on Monday, visited urgent care on Tuesday, and an ambulance trip to the ER on Wednesday. Wow, that is a rough patch of the flu if you had to go by ambulance to the hospital. Yeah, take care of yourself, Alan. Hey, Owen. Roger usually has orange and lemon juice to boost his immune system. Never heard of having both those combinations together. Ushild's son will be 15 tomorrow. Happy early birthday to Isaac. You have big plans for his birthday party, or does he have plans himself for it? Jane's had the vaccine, but has been sick all week. A lot of people catching it, I guess. I'm lucky that I haven't yet. Item Marie takes a honey immune spray. What's that? Like a spray in the mouth, a little bit of honey? Honey's quite thick. How does it turn into a spray? You must really have to be diluted. Oh, and I'm from Eastern Canada. I'm from New Brunswick. Oh, next weekend he's going to have a party, okay? Purchase it at Whole Foods. I don't have Whole Foods up here, but maybe it's in one of our other grocery stores. Oreo cake. That sounds good. Like an Oreo ice cream cake? Or an Oreo cheesecake? What kind of Oreo cake is it? Jane wants to be there for Oreo cake. I think lots of people. Yeah, there are a lot of people from Ontario that move east because it's a lot cheaper to live here. Not an ice cream cake. All right, what kind of an Oreo cake? It's got Oreos in it. Is it a thick sponge cake? Is what? All right, everybody meet at Ushels in Norway for Oreo cake tomorrow to celebrate Isaac's birthday. Lifeguards. Where are the lifeguards? Just a regular Oreo cake. You'll have to take a picture and post a picture or something or other. I don't know what an Oreo cake looks like. Regular one or not a regular one. I think of Oreo cake, I think of it as like the Oreo cookie has been crumbled into an ice cream cake, and so you get that Oreo mixture in with it. I've made an Oreo cheesecake before, so you take the New York style cheesecake, maybe have Oreo cookie as the crumb base instead of graham crackers, and then the frosting bits and chunks of cookie too you could intermix within the cheesecake. But I've never had a cake that's just Oreo. Are we going through the rest of the stamp box soon? What stamp box, Christopher? I don't know what a happy name day is. Lifeguards can save you. Oh, is this responding to the person that... Okay, it could be. Worldwide thing. No, I don't think Oreo cake is a worldwide thing. Or at least it's not here. I've never seen it. Chunks of cookie on the top. Okay. What's the actual cake? The big box. This thing here? I've already gone through it, and I haven't gone through individual stamp period of every one of them, but I have shown everything that's in that box when I showed the marketplace video. Yeah, there's a lot of different Oreos that you could get that have different. I'm thinking traditional Oreo, just the white frosting, two pieces of chocolate cookie on either side, the traditional black and white Oreo, not the peanut butter Oreos and all the other kinds that you can get there, the birthday sprinkles and Nutella, or I don't know, making them up now, but there are a ton of them out there. You can buy a cake mix at the grocery store that is Oreo flavored. Okay, interesting. I know you can get, like I said, instead of the graham cracker box of crumbs, you can get an Oreo crumb box. I usually do that for a lot of cheesecakes. By the way, black and white cookies, New York City. Yeah, black and white cookie. Are you thinking of the official black and white cookie that is circular with a black frosting on one half and the white on the other half? That black and white, not an Oreo, but cream cheese inside mixed with whipped cream and some chocolate. Sounds delicious, Ushel. Yeah, I'd love to see a picture of it when it's created or if you purchase it, whatever the case may be. Name day is a saint's day whose name you have. So my name is Stephen, and St. Stephen's Day is the 26th of December. So name day is the 26th of December. Think of Good King Wenceslot and the Feast of Stephen. Okay. I'd never heard of a name's day before. I don't think there's a St. Robert, though. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good cookie, Ida Marie. I remember the Seinfeld episode about it, too. It was a funny episode. Did anyone get their Calling All Artists giveaways yet? Yes, a few people I think did. Wasn't Elaine one of them right at the beginning that said that she got hers? Would you have a glass of milk from Oreo cows with an Oreo cake? Got one from a baker, just as good, I'm sure. Certainly a lot easier. Get someone else to do the work for you and just enjoy the end product. That's a great idea. Ida Marie is now familiar with name day. As we are, all thanks to Stephen. Well, there's certainly a St. Robert. Okay. I don't know. So when is St. Robert Day? And what is St. Robert known for? Is he known for stamp collecting and Lego collecting? And am I St. Robert and I didn't know it? Have I been canonized? You don't know. Didn't see it. Okay. Yeah, I think Elaine, the very first person, she said she could only watch it in a replay. I think she said she'd gotten hers already. I think there's a couple people that have. You'll have coffee with cake. Isaac wanted Fanta Exotic. Fanta Exotic, very nice. It's not something we normally get here, but we can get them in specialty stores. So there's some candy stores. There's a new one called High Mart. It has nothing to do with marijuana, but that's what it's called. And it has a bunch of the exotic or the different Fanta flavors that we normally can't get here. Maybe you can get them in England or you can get them in other parts of Europe. And exotic's one of those, so I have tried it. Is there a St. Alan? Okay, everybody wants to know if they have a St. Ushel's name day is February 8th. Okay. So St. Ushel? Oh, you're wondering who got your postcards and photos already. Okay. Lives of the Saints so interesting. Oh, wow, now I need to go to High Mart. Yeah, Jane, come on up. I'll take you over. I'll show you. When you're better. I don't want your sickness up here if you're sick. St. Christopher's Day is July 25th. September 16th is St. Robert's Day. He's the patron saint of religious law. Wow, okay, that's a lot of responsibility. September 16th. Ida Marie took Catherine of Siena as her confirmation saint. Who thought we'd be talking about saints in today's live stream today? Wasn't on my bingo card, but all right, let's go. You don't think there's a Saint Germain? All right, ask Stephen. He seems to know where all the saints are. Saint Germain, does she exist? What is she the patron saint of? Siena is a beautiful city. St. Alan's Day, or Allantide, is a Cornish festival celebrated around October 31st, November the 1st, linked to the Bishop of Quimper, and is part of All Hallow Tide. All right, sure. You sure there's not a St. Jane? Well, I didn't think there was a St. Robert, so St. Jane should be there too if there's a St. Robert. Mind you, it seems to be a lot more saints that are men than are women. Just saying. I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so I have no bearing on these saints. Well, there's no St. Gary, so I guess I have some work to do. Maybe you're the St. Gary? The patron saint of moving from Ontario. You just have Google, yeah. I figured that's probably what you were doing, Stephen, but you are knowledgeable in a lot of different areas, so it wouldn't pass by me that you would know a lot of other ones too. What is your mind blown for St. Alan and all the stuff that happens around Halloween and November the 1st? Very cool. Google away. It's great. Just updating the computer in the background, see where we're at. Elizabeth Seton Home Gift Shop in Maryland has room where you can buy a medal or a card that explains your saint or any saint. Oh, okay. Charmaine's cat Dakota thinks she's a saint. St. Stephen, St. Paul, thinking about them down there, and Mr. Silk. You have to clarify, David. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Google is your friend. Yeah, Google can be your friend. St. Gerard might be the closest to St. Gary. Feast day of the 24th of September. Usha likes the embossing tool that I bought. There is the embossing tool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't tried it out. I haven't stuck my finger in and pushed it tight yet to see what will happen. Hopefully I can't do that. Luckily, it's not very thick, so I probably can't do that anyways. But yeah, I'm looking to enjoy that. St. Paul, Minnesota. Okay, yes, I get where you're at now. I know what you're talking about. I went today and ordered a couple things. I don't know why I'm doing these things, but I did. I ordered a couple things that has to do with the channel. And so around the start of February, they're supposed to arrive, so I'll have that to show you of a couple things that I got. Just starting to play around with a few things, thinking of some ideas. St. Christopher is the patron saint of travel. Well, that's a good one to be. You're surprised a good thing. I've not had any problems with the Temu products that have come in. The stickers have been fantastic. The quantity you get for pennies on the dollar. The clothing that I've ordered has all stayed to its size. When I wash it, it doesn't fall to pieces. It doesn't shrink. I mean, this is one of those shirts, and I've worn it a lot. The worst it might get is there might be a little pilling on the collar. I've had that on a couple shirts. But no, I've been I've been very impressed with all the things that have come there. And there's been some goofy things that I've ordered. I got some games. I gave a game to Daya for Christmas this year, which are big moose antlers, and you have these blow-up rings and this blow-up thing. So there's two of them. one for you and one for your partner, and you just try to throw the rings on the other person's antlers. It was a couple bucks. It was like, for a couple bucks, I was willing to it, even if it only got to be played once and the antlers blew up. Not to my knowledge that that's happened, but I was willing to risk it just for that goofiness for one moment. You can't you rate your team members? I could if my channel was big enough that I was actually making enough money that I had to have write-offs, just like the stamps and things like that. I could, but I'm not. I don't make that much money off this channel. Surprise, surprise. It's not. I don't have that dad guy right now as a big money marketing scheme. I spend more than I ever make on it, and I can tell you right up, I make about $150 Canadian a month off of YouTube. I spend way more than that on stamps just to mail out to people, or my free giveaways, like the stuff I sent to Philip in the US for winning last month. I think cost me about $40. So I'm not in it as of yet for the money. So if you feel like you want to donate, feel free. Charmaine, I have one of those somewhere. I think Library of Charmaine or something on the. Oh, that's cool. I believe also Lost Things. Okay, so that's a connection to the saint. There's 2 St. Joseph days, the 19th and May the 1st, March 19th and May the 1st. You like that embossing tool? Neat. It's fine alternatives to the wax seal. Yeah, I've been thinking wax seal for a long time, but I didn't, all the space, heating up, doing all that, I didn't really want to get into all that. I like the idea of it, and I still do. So I thought this might be another way to do it. And it doesn't, I don't have to add anything to it. It just is always the same. I'd raise St. Francis' favorite blessing of animals, ancestry days, roots of his name look like Garrett or Gareth. Fingers crossed for the 2 Estonian brothers who will skate soon. They're 2nd and 3rd after the short program. Okay. Christopher wears a St. Christopher medallion as a necklace. Stephen has a baseball cap with antlers and their rings up to go on. Okay, cool. I want to see a picture of that on you. Bushel, are you watching the skating as well to go along with media? Or is there special background behind these 2 Estonians brothers who skate? I don't know. Is there a story behind it? There, I think I'm caught up. Not really? Okay. Gary says he has a red wax seal candle that you just light up and it drips quickly, pressed in the scripted iron stamp into the soft wax. Okay. I like the idea of wax seals, and I've talked about them in the past that I think it would be neat to get. I'm not saying that I won't ever get one. I might, but for right now, I'm going to try the embossing thing. And Ushhill told me about when you emboss it, if you run an ink pad across the top of it, you can just add a little color to it too. It's kind of a nice idea. Why aren't St. Christopher medallions available anymore? Has that gone out of vogue? Ice skating, you think, will be a big deal in the Olympics this year? Okay. Only one of the Estonian brothers is going to make it to the Olympics. David is March the 1st. John is 7th of January for Saints. Ida Marie has wax seals with a B and an I. Charmaine has a wax seal. A wax seal. Okay. I know Debbie in California too, who has her own store called Stamp Delights. She has a lot of stuff that has to do with wax seals as well, and all the art things that she has. So she'd given me some advice about looking into it. I know Renee had taken my logo and did it in black and white, which you kind of need to do for creating your own wax seal. I did use that logo as well in order to create this embosser, so it was really good for that. You're afraid to use it in the mail with the cancellation. I've gotten so many wax seals in the mail, it's not been an issue, I don't think. Well, you've had the medallion for 10 years. You sent some wax seals on your cards. They're yet to arrive. Okay. The latest one that I had arrive was from Beck's. So I don't know if maybe this portion of the wax seal was complete like this, probably. So that had broken off, but the seal itself is all intact. So it made it from the UK to here. Am I going to Costco today? Yeah. Do you need me to pick up anything for you, Jane? Or are you going to be there too? You know my routine, Jane. All of you know my routine who come on here on Saturday. Saturday is grocery day, so after we're done here, I usually wait around until my wife is showered and cleaned up, because she's waiting now until I'm done my live stream before she hops in the shower, so I don't hear running water in the background. If you do hear running water, it means my son has hopped in the shower. So, yeah, try it. I'm sure your wax seals will get there. Joseph's on in Nevada. Welcome. Wax seals are not on cards, so they're on envelopes coming. Do they have ketchup potato chips? Absolutely. They have, I mean, in Canada, ketchup potato chips are everywhere. So that's not a hard thing to find. Get glue. Why do I need glue? I'm not into sniffing glue, if that's what you're talking about. Charmaine's not going in. Well, if you're in the middle of a snowstorm, I wouldn't go anywhere either if you didn't have to. You need to glue them on. I don't have the flu. So the wax seals, if you're putting them on a postcard, won't seal to that? They need to be glued on? Is that what you're saying? Charmaine's going to watch the Broncos-Bills game later on today. I'm sure Snail Mail with Smokey will be watching that if he can too, because he's a Broncos fan. They've had a great year. My Pittsburgh Steelers are out, and their coach has stepped down. So after 19 years, we need a new coach. Gary says, go Bills. Charmaine says, go Broncos. All right. Well, Charmaine, you and Smokey can cheer on the Broncos. Joseph said, Estonia is really hot on the ice in the skating world right now, okay? Yeah, if you put Scotch tape over the seal, that might protect it too. Yes, Snail Mail with Smokey did put out a new video telling one of his stories. He also has a live stream. You guys, speaking of live streams, Monday, the same time that I normally would go live, he's going to be going live. So 10 o'clock Central time, he'll go live, which is 12 o'clock Atlantic time. Am I doing another Smokey video? We have talked about an idea for another stamp versus stamp, but we haven't confirmed anything yet, nor have we given ourselves a time frame for putting a new one out. Would I like to? Absolutely. I love collaborating with Smokey. So, yeah, I'm sure when things settle down, he's got a lot of things going on in his life right now, and he is limiting what he's putting out on his channel, not putting as many things out. So when we find something that will fit into his schedule, we'll do it. He just needs to give me the go-ahead, and we'll start planning something out. Or another live chat with Smokey. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I'd be a special guest on his live chat if he wanted to. We tried to do that once, and then he ended up being on a live chat with me instead. Ida Marie's enjoying the smoky stamp stories. Philip misses stamp versus stamp. Well, hopefully we'll be back again. It's nice to be a little quirky, and he's a good guy to get quirky with. So. Resting and watching videos, and including my videos. Thank you so much, David. Yeah, a good way to get better, and I appreciate any videos you watch. Make sure you leave a comment so I know you've seen them. She likes the videos with Smokey and I as well. Renee did a good Advent calendar series. Yeah, every year her Advent ones with her sister and brother-in-law are a lot of fun to watch. No, his isn't 10 a.m. Atlantic. His is 10 a.m. Central Time. So the same time you would tune in for one of my videos, whether it be on or my live streams on Wednesday or today, that's going to be the same time you have to tune in to see Smokies on Monday. So I think for you, that's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 1600. Jane is missing Renee's videos. Yeah, we've been missing Renee online. We've been missing Jelly Bee online. They haven't been putting out any videos of late, so hopefully they'll get back to doing it again. Until then, you're stuck with me. Tried to look for the tea advent calendar, no luck. I think a lot of those advent calendars, you need to order them in like August and September if you want to get the really specialized ones. Like I think the chocolate advent calendars, that some of the ones that Renee and her sister get, and the Disney ones, things like that, they sell out quickly, so you have to order them early on. Are they okay? Jilly B has lost an aunt. Funeral is this week, so I think a lot's been going on with her. She's been sick as well too, so that's what's going on there. With Renee, I'm not sure what's going on video-wise, but Charmaine chatted with Jilly the other day. Oh, that's good. I talked to Jilly this morning just about her aunt. Yeah, Renee's most likely busy with school in her term. Yeah, it's hard when you get out of routine sometimes, especially with your hobbies and things like that, to get back in. But sometimes you need to take a break. And I find with the winter, my breaks are usually watching TV or watching movies. I want to get into reading a bit more. Like I've said, I've got a couple books to read, and I'd like to be doing that a little bit more. I'm still working on the stamps in that binder behind there, trying to separate them from the pages. As I get to the older ones, it's getting harder, and so I have to take it a little slower because I don't want to rip or damage the stamps in any way. The advent calendars and stores come in August. Yeah, a lot of those advent calendars, you have to order them through their website, so they might be available a little earlier than if you were to go into a store for them. Nowadays breaks are good. Yeah, I know Stephen had said maybe you're suffering from SAD, S-A-D, a seasonal affective disorder. The other day on Thursday, I just wasn't feeling myself. I wasn't happy. I wasn't I don't know, I was just in a mood. And yeah, it might be the weather. I don't know that I've ever really been affected by the weather before, but it's possible. I just find that I have these days where my mood kind of goes up and down, and so I have days where I'm got super energy and lots of things to do, and other days I just don't feel like doing anything other than watching TV. Gary says he needs to start seeds for the spring, so he's getting his garden ready ahead of time inside. Amazon does have a lot of advent calendars. Monty says, Charmaine, I just remembered, Rob, recently one of your cards, the one with the umbrella. Yeah, that was a beautiful picture that Charmaine took. Hello, hello. Charmaine's also looking forward to the spring to plant. Jane says she has a more rare form of sad. I have spring, summer variety. Oh, you're sad in the spring and the summer. Interesting. You're affected more by the heat as it gets warmer. Some days are just like that. Yes, pretty normal. Yeah, I think it is. I think we just don't talk about it very often. We just internalize our feelings and carry on. I can tell you sometimes I get affected by not hearing messages from people. So I'm used to comments and responding to comments or Instagram. And if it goes quiet for a day and no one really sends you a message on Instagram or on any of your videos, I get affected by that. It's like, oh, nobody's watching. Nobody cares. I mean, it's not true, but you just kind of brings down your mood. I think that is one of the downsides of social media, is that we're always looking for that attention. And as a creator, you kind of crave that attention even more just to get some validity or verification that the video you put out people enjoy, or they can relate with it. As almost a daily vlogger, you put out your life constantly out there, and so when people don't notice anymore or don't comment, they might be watching it, but if they don't say anything, it's like, oh, I guess they didn't like what I put out today. So that can affect you too. Rochelle says the card was nice in the summer with the umbrellas, the city center above the streets. Yeah, I know you care, Christopher. Yeah. Jane says she loves it when it gets dark by 5:30. My therapist calls it Morticia. Calls me Morticia Adams. Yeah, I like the sun, so I like to be able to go for walks. That's one of the things that I haven't been able to do, and I'm affected. Okay, not haven't been able to. I haven't done since the start of December. I haven't gone out for walks. My wife and I every night would go and do a 40-minute hour walk in our neighborhood, and because it got really cold at the start of December, and then we got some snow and some ice patches, we haven't been out. And so I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that lack of exercise, the lack of fresh air, the amount of sugar I ate over the holidays too, I think has affected me. So I would like to get rid of that, to wear it off, to, I don't know, it might mean just a shave and a haircut and get back to a fresher look, to kind of feel more normal again. I kind of in that blah mood that I've gained some weight. I'm waiting for a nicer weather to reappear, to be able to go outside and enjoy things and get the exercise I need. I think we just need to bundle up and go. No, the umbrella photo wasn't taken in Norway. I need a dog to walk. Don't say that. My wife would 100% agree. I don't want another pet to have responsibility of Polo is enough. I love dogs, and I just don't want the responsibility of, well, one of them passing. That's the biggest thing. I took our last dog passing pretty hard and didn't really want to get back into having responsibility of a pet. As we near retirement or empty nest syndrome, or whatever you want to call it, I like to have the ability that if we want to go somewhere, a vacation, we don't have to figure out who's going to take care of the dog, who's going to take care of the pets that we leave behind. If we're out for the night, not for the night, but going out to supper, well, we got to rush home because the dog's got to go decide to go to the bathroom or whatever the case. So I'm kind of over that a little bit right now. Madawaska, Maine had all the umbrellas. I always look fresh, thank you. I'm feeling a bit scruffy right now. I've kept this on because of being outside to deliver the mail. It keeps me a little warmer, but it might be time to trim it off, trim it down, do something. A couple months longer days, yep. Then we'll start seeing spring again. Too many chocolate oranges, Rob. Yeah, I did have too many chocolate oranges, and now I have a tin of Quality Streets that I bought as a discount that have a chocolate orange flavor in them too. So I've been working through that. I need to purge all the chocolate out of here right now. Christopher watched fudge every morning for 3 miles. Well, that's great. I appreciate you having that ability, and probably in a climate other than when it's really raining, it's probably easier to do. When it's -20, you don't really want to go outside walking or waiting for your pet to use the washroom. Jane says, don't think that your videos don't make a difference. They cheer me up on early down days. I appreciate that. That means a lot, Jane. I really do. And they cheer you up too, Ashil. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hello, hello. Agreed. Thank you. Trim the beard to a shadow beard. I could do that. Yeah, I could bring it down, use a number 1, and just go to a day's growth or whatever it looks like. Respect the Beard had one for continuous since 1977. Yeah, as you watch my videos, and those of you who have been watching for years and years, you notice I go from big bushy beard in maybe February to clean shaven, just a light goatee through the summer. So that's kind of a normal look for me, that I go back and forth with facial hair. Winter can get a bit melancholy. Yes, it can. It was really nice getting that postcard from Tim, I think, was in the US as well. Was sharing one of his photographs he turned into a postcard, and had said that he'd found my channel and got into post crossing as a result of it. I really love getting cards like that, that people have said that, oh, I found your channel and this is a result. I started into a hobby, or I started back into a hobby as a result of it. Those mean a lot to me too. So that's why I really push them. Leave positive comments. I like hearing that people have watched the videos and have got something out of it. Even if the comment is, hi, just watching. Thank you. Steven says, not sure what's going on with the electricity here. That's twice that it's cut out and taken my laptop. Oh, that's not good. Gary's had a mustache since nature decided he could grow one. Charmaine sent a postcard to the girl in Norway. Thank you so much for doing that. I am hoping she's getting lots of postcards from all sorts of places around the world. And those of you that haven't done it but still want to, you can always reach out to me on Instagram or on email, and I'll give you her address so you can do so as well. Ida Marie said, this week, Joseph and India's friend is going to speak at her stamp club in Washington, D.C. about Arctic mail. That's cool. Ida Marie sent one as well. Thank you, Ida Marie. Ashil is our contact there in Norway who got it all going, so she's close with the family, so she'll know whether or not cards are arriving or not. The name of Joseph's friend is Kumar, very common Indian name. My brother-in-law's middle name is Kumar. His brother goes by Kumar, so yeah. Yep, this community is awesome. I 100% agree. You guys lift us all up. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Dakota. I would suggest, because Jilly B is not open with her address to everyone, that if you have her on Instagram or you see on her video, send her a message to know that you're thinking about her during her tough time of her aunt passing away. So. Who doesn't like koalas? Probably the trees that they live in and eat their leaves from. Like, stop eating our leaves. Thank you, Charmaine. Get quiet. You can hear that. I was just thinking the same thing. Can you guys hear that in the background? That's my wife. I'm guessing putting strawberry jam on an English muffin. That'd be my guess. You can hear the sound of a knife or a spoon or something inside of a jar. You can sing, Jane? All right, sing away. And don't get koalas angry. They'll scrape your eyes out. I should help you check, see if you... Well, who did you send them to? There's only 8. I'm guessing the only person, if you didn't send one to, would be Lewis. Because Lewis is a rare unicorn. Send a postcard to that dad guy crew. You want to send one to everybody that's on here? Well, that would be hard. There are a few people missing on here. Every week, there are people that come and go, and there's people that you see all the time for a while and don't see them for months and come back. So I know we all have lives to live, but it's hard to commit to the same time all the time to be around. So I appreciate those of you that are almost permanent regulars on here. It's wonderful. That's nearly 3,000 postcards. Oh, you're saying because I have almost 3,000 subscribers, that if you were to send one to that dad guy crew? Yeah, Basil's not been on in a little while. Joe's not been on in a little while. There's a whole list. Sarah in Germany hasn't been on in a little while. Vera in Germany hasn't been on in a while. We have a group of people in the US too that were regulars that haven't been on for a bit. Wolfie Stamps, those, yeah, there's a few like that. But I know you need to buy some more postcards. And 3,000. Yeah, I may have almost 3,000 subscribers, but not all 3,000 people message me and are a part of what I would call That Dad Guy crew. Even though everyone is welcome to be a part of That Dad Guy crew, there are only a certain few that tune in on Wednesdays to decorate the postcards. There's only a few that tune in regularly. We have a core 20 to 25 that kind of tune in on Saturdays, so that's kind of nice. But maybe one day. Yeah, Isabel's missing in Chile today. Carla in Mexico. I think you were on earlier. I haven't seen Carla's thing pop up for a while. Eric in Hong Kong. Lewis in Spain sometimes would show up in the past. Some people from the Netherlands that we used to have on here. There was a new person that joined, well, last week we had that new guy from Norway that was on. There was a gentleman that popped on from Denmark once. It was on for a little bit. Cool crew on Wednesdays. Yeah, our Wednesdays is usually about 10 people. So I would love to see that expand and us have more people show up for decorating to be a part of that Dad Guy crew. Like, takes us in so many different directions. That is so true, Jane. Yep. I have been more than fortunate to say that 205 Saturdays in a row, I've been able to commit to doing an hour-long live stream with you guys. So I've been healthy enough that I've been around on those Saturdays to do it. So I haven't had to reschedule. I might have had one that I rescheduled to a Sunday, but still that weekend there I was represented. So how often does that happen? Renamed the Artsy Crew. Yeah. If you're doing something else, I can understand that. The middle of the week is a hard time to schedule. The weekends sometimes are better. Not for everyone, though. Like Yvonne, Christopher's wife, has been able to make on to a few of these live streams, but most of the time she's working at this time. And I get that, especially where we're dealing with all the time zones that you guys represent too. We're not just saying that it's 12 o'clock for everybody. It's only 12 o'clock for me and those of us here in Atlantic Canada, not even Atlantic Canada, in the Maritimes. And Newfoundland would be another half hour beyond that. And then if we get to the eastern seaboard, then you guys are an hour behind us, like Charmaine. So I get it. The time zones are hard to organize everything. Christopher is a gold writer. I watch from work. Yeah, he's been coming up with some wonderful sayings to be putting on the cards, as Sarah did before him. And it's almost like the dad jokes. Eric in Ontario used to send dad jokes to me every week. And then as I didn't hear from Eric again, Stephen stepped up. He gave in the limericks. And then Mandy stepped in and she started sending in dad jokes. And then Joseph in Nevada started sending in dad jokes. And then Stephen started to add his own dad jokes to the end of the limericks. So even though it was Eric who originally started dad jokes on my channel, everybody has stepped up, which has been great. Ida Marie, I don't understand what you're saying. My Dane got chosen, one honored. I understand the words individually. I don't understand them all together in that sentence. That's what you love about autocorrect sometimes. It messes up your sentence. What do you call a pig that does karate? Jen says. I don't know. Pulled pork. I don't remember. My saying for the Wednesday decorating was once chosen. Oh, yes, okay. You were using too. The karate pig. Haha. Pork chop. Oh, should have known that one. That was a... Karate pig's a good one too, though. Yeah, some of these you have to save and just send them in. Now you can Instagram me your dad jokes too, and I'll just write them at the bottom of Steven's page. That's what I've been doing with Joseph's. You need to just tell your boss you need some private computer on Wednesday. Sure, they'll understand. Maybe, Ron. I know Isabel sometimes for these or for the Wednesday ones while she's at work, she's on her lunch hour, so she pops in. All right, Ushel's got one. Have you heard the joke about the Norwegian, the Dane, and the Swede? I have not. Gary says local post counter was out of Christmas international postage stamps already. Back to the sum. Yeah, my post office ran out of our large international ones as well. Back to the little ones. I'd love to buy more of them when they come out, but they're just expensive for a lot of them. It's a big investment. Now we're waiting for Ushel's punchline. Or maybe that wasn't the setup to a joke. Maybe that was just a grouping of nations together that makes up the joke. As long as they're not offensive. We don't want to take off any country or any population. Might have to translate and send some jokes. Okay, you can do that. That would be great. We are almost at an hour. Time has flown by today. Again. Oh, are the Swedes the butt of the jokes in those ones? Maybe don't offend anybody. That here there are always Newfoundlander jokes. That's what they call them. So the province of the furthest province east is Newfoundland, and they get jokes told about them all the time. Luckily enough, if you want the funniest jokes, they're told by Newfoundlanders. They have the best sense of humor. They are by far the easiest people to get along with as far as Canadians go. Very laid back. But they have a very thick accent in some areas. It's very hard to understand them, even though they're speaking English. If you think a thick Irish accent is difficult to understand, a thick Newfie accent is very hard to understand. Joseph said, in 1953, on today's date, Chevrolet introduced the prototype for the Corvette at the General Motors Motorama in New York. So this year, will they be introducing a automobile that will revolutionize the car industry? They have the same jokes for you. So yes, you just offset it. So if the Swedes are the punchline in a Norwegian joke, then when you're in Sweden, the Norwegians are the punchline. Time stands still for no one. January is already half old, that's for sure. Timing is everything, absolutely. And me explaining a joke at the end really kills the joke, but I understand, like Isabel had said, she had a problem. She didn't understand the pyromaniac arson joke that Stephen did. It's hard to break it down. And when you break it down, it does ruin the comic timing of a joke. SCTV used to poke fun at Canadians. Yeah, well, because SCTV were Canadians. They were Canadians poking fun at Canadians. We are very good at doing that. When other people poke fun at us, sometimes not as funny. The international rate of holiday stamps are still available at Canada Post website. Okay, so you can order the international Christmas stamps then? Yeah, it's okay when SCTV are all Canadians. It was a Canadian skit comedy. A lot of them went on to go on to Saturday Night Live and things like that too. You know, the Dan Aykroyds, the Martin Shorts. Yeah, there were a lot of funny people on SCTV. I think Canada Post should put a set of stamps for SCTV and cast members that don't already have stamp. Yeah? That could be something that could be suggested. That would be a good series. Monty Python poking fun at Canadians. Well, they did have the Mountie one. It was pretty funny, though. The song, I Just Want to Be a Mountie, that was really good. Poking fun at Canadians, but they got away with it. A lot of great talent we'll never see again. Well, we won't see those talented people again. We will see other talented people. Um, there are others that have come up through the ranks that are funny in their own way too. Lots of Canadians have come up, whether it be the Mike Myers or the Jim Carreys. Um, there are a lot of funny Canadians that are still around. 2014 Canada Post Stamps series honored great Canadian comedians, with show being celebrated an icon cast: John Canny, Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, Rick Moranis, Martin Short. Okay, so they've already, yeah, I know they were individually, they weren't done as an SCTV stamp issue though, were they? They were just done as comedic issues. Washington makes fun of Montana makes fun of. Okay, you're saying Washington State makes fun of Montana, and Montana makes fun of North Dakota and South Dakota. Yeah, you make fun of your neighbors. That sometimes is what happens. I mean, Canadians make fun of U.S. all the time, and the U.S. I know pokes fun at Canadians because I've seen it in South Park and The Simpsons and all sorts of things. So, yeah, it happens, and certainly individual provinces make fun of other provinces. So yeah, countries make fun of their neighbors as well. Super Dave, absolutely. Super Dave Osborne from Saskatchewan. Yeah. Who was on the Red Green. He had his own show as well. He was all on Bizarre with John Biner. How many of you guys remember those shows? I'm old enough to remember those shows. Super Dave Osborne got nearly killed in every episode. He kind of played a... what is his name? He just escapes me now. The guy that drove the motorcycle that flew over the canyons and stuff like that. His character was kind of based on him in a comedic way. Eugene Levy and O'Hara, great movies like Dog Show. Yeah, Best in Show, was it called? I think so. Yeah, they've done a bunch of different ones together. Or Schitt's Creek. No one has to make fun of Southerners in the States. We can do it all by ourselves. I think Northerners still make fun of Southerners, though. But usually, if you're the ones being made fun of, when you tell jokes about yourself, they're way funnier than the jokes that other people tell about you. And if you can do it in your own accent, even better. Dakota just heard her name. Yeah, North and South. She was split into two. South Park's a bit too offensive. It can be. Yeah. Oh, Jane knows who Red Green is. That's wonderful. Another Canadian icon. David remembers Bizarre, loves it. So a shout out to Landon. Hey, Landon. Stephen's wife, who is English, never understood Python either. She loved the Goons, however, which had strong influence on MP. I love Monty Python. Evel Knievel, thank you, Ron. Oh, it was there. I could see his outfit, and Super Dave had a similar type outfit. So, yeah, Evel Knievel was who Super Dave Osborne based his character on, and just took it that comedic way, as Canadians sometimes do. Thank you, Stephen. You also came up with it. Best in Show, yep. Gary, I missed that series. We'll check Unitrade books. The Hilarious House of Frankenstein, filmed for CHCH Studio in Hamilton. It sounds familiar. Can't remember, though. Dad's Army, Roger said. Very funny. Never heard of Goons. Should I check it out? I've not heard of Goons either, so yeah, maybe we both need to check it out. Oh, you've sent me a postcard, Jane. Thank you so much. Goons are still rebroadcast on BBC Radio 4 Extra, okay? Was it a television show as well as a radio show? Charmaine's taken off. She's done her hour. Thank you very much. We'll probably be wrapping up here very soon, too. Everybody's saying goodbye. It's almost like when Charmaine says goodbye, the rest of us say goodbye. Probably should be the way it is done today, because we've been 64 minutes in. Even though we're talking about comedy shows, it's really good. The Goons was on the radio in the 60s and 70s. Very funny. quite difficult to understand. So probably something we can't really get here if it was radio, not. Love to listen to it again. Most of the radio stay well by Charmaine, by How Time Flies. Yeah, I think time has flown by. We've talked about lots of good things, including your saints out there. So if you have a saint day, happy and celebrate it if it happens to be today. And if it isn't until the future, maybe you'll celebrate it then. All I know is now it's September 16th is my name's day. So maybe I'll remember. What's my favorite movie, Rob? I'm glad there was a comma there and not what's my favorite movie, Rob. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. I love those. Shawshank Redemption was a great movie. The Goonies is a wonderful movie. Back to the Future series, really good. Lots of great movies that are out there. I love watching them. Yeah. So those are a few of my favorite things. Everybody else saying goodbye until next week. Yeah, or next Wednesday. If you happen to show up and want to be a part of the decorating challenge and say hi as a member of the crew, do that as well. Tomorrow, I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow, what video comes out. And we'll keep it going that way. All right, that's it for now. You guys.